So guys, we need to talk about GameStop and their whole retro gaming scene because it just doesn't make any sense. So as you may know, GameStop is now selling retro stuff like PS1, PS2, PS3, 360, Wii, NES, all that kind of stuff, but they're doing it in the strangest way possible. Let's go ahead and just hop over here to their website and take a look here, and let me kind of just break it down for you. So you hop over here, it looks like a pretty standard GameStop website, right? But before you even get into the whole retro part, there's something in the adjacent category that they just added here that just kind of blows my mind. So looking up here in the corner, they added graded collectibles in the past week. And guys, yes, this is graded sports cards, Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards, maybe something else in that category, but you get the idea. It just seems like a nightmare for everybody, not only just GameStop, but buyers, sellers, employees. Like, I actually saw a video, let me pull this up, where a few days ago, this guy, Leonhardt, I'm not sure if that's how you say his name. My apologies if that's not. He's got 2 million subscribers, and he basically went to Pokemon, or went to GameStop to test out this whole Pokemon process where he traded in graded Pokemon cards to GameStop when they first started it. And basically the whole video is him trying out the process, and it's just a normal employee that has no idea how to do this process because nobody in GameStop's ecosystem trained him to do this. They just kind of launched it one day and said, yeah, we're taking in graded cards now. Good luck. And you can just see where that nightmare is going because once they start down this road of graded cards, you imagine they're probably going to get into graded video games, right? And that's a whole nother story. And you can just imagine that the nightmares of buying and selling. You get fake stuff, you get stuff that's not priced properly or graded properly, and it's just GameStop stuff. And I'm not going to get too much into that because I frankly know very little about the whole Pokemon card grading. So let me know down below if you know any more about that. Now, stepping into the whole retro gaming scene. Now, first of all, you can buy retro games from GameStop, but where do you buy them from? Like, let's just look at their website. Graded collectibles, Shop My Store, digital store, new releases, top deals, pre-owned collectibles, consoles, and video games. So you think, oh, I click on consoles, I can find a PS3, but we click on it, you see Series X, Xbox One, Switch, PS5, PS4, and virtual reality. And you scroll around, you're like, okay, where are the PS3s, the Wiis, the old stuff? You don't see them here, so you're like, all right, let me click on video games. And what pops up? We just see a bunch of new stuff. Same thing, Series X, Xbox One, Switch, PS5, PS4, and then just a plethora of stuff kind of dumped down here. Then you click on, let's try out pre-owned, see if we can find anything there. And nope, same thing, same consoles, no retro stuff. But then wait, you finally scroll down far enough, you can find this Let's Go Retro tab right here where you click on it, and it finally takes you to a retro gaming page. Not advertised anywhere on their website. I've never seen GameStop advertise retro gaming in the least bit. Maybe they tweeted about it like one time, maybe, but I have never seen it personally. The stores, we'll get into the individual stores later, but just looking at this website here, you can see finally like, oh, this is a nice page. You can see DS, Wii U, Super Nintendo, basically everything you would want to see from retro gaming, pretty much like PS3 and 360 and earlier. And yeah, you can click on this stuff, you click on Dreamcast, pulls up a bunch of Dreamcast games. Then you go back, you click on, let's say Xbox, pulls up a bunch of Xbox games, which is cool, right? But now, where do we find the consoles? Scrolling around, you don't see consoles here, so you're like, maybe we'll click on the filters, we can find consoles here. And nope, none of these categories give you any sort of option for consoles. So we click, maybe if we sort from price highest to low, because usually the consoles are about the highest price games or highest price items. And actually, hold on, they got Futurama for Xbox here, which is like not a $94 game. We'll get into that in a minute, but their prices are all over the place. But before we get into that, yeah, where are the consoles at? So now you're scrolling around here, and you see the games, but you don't see the consoles. So to find consoles, now let me show you a little secret. You search for PS3 console, and it'll pop up with maybe a PS3 console if you're lucky. You click on that, and you look at these tabs back here, and you're like, oh, okay, we got consoles and hardware, retro consoles. Now we got to click on retro consoles, and there we go. We finally got some retro console stuff, but even then, it doesn't quite make sense because it's got retro consoles and controllers and random accessories, so the categories don't make sense. It's almost next to impossible to find the retro consoles. Like, it's not advertised anywhere on their website. You have to really dig for it. So this is the first part that's so confusing to me. Like, if they're going to sell retro stuff, why are they not advertising? Like, this is a huge market. If they're going to try to dip into the retro scene, why would you not at least put a banner on your front page or put a tab on the side here that says retro games or something? So now you got to scroll through here and you just see a big mix here. So now you got PlayStation stuff, Xbox stuff, Nintendo 64 stuff. And the funniest part here is, like, even past that, their listings are horrible. I mean, you see this style may vary. I can guarantee you buy this N64 controller, and it might be authentic, or it might be third party. You never know. That's why they say style may vary. But yeah, so now we're here on this retro consoles page, and you can buy Wii's, you can buy PS2s if they're in stock. It's another trick here. Usually not in stock, but if they are in stock, you can buy them here. And yeah, now this is where you find all the stuff. But again, it's all mixed in here, not very seamless. Maybe if we click on the Wii console, we can find retro Nintendo hardware. There we go. So there's another category called retro Nintendo hardware, and we find some stuff. So you guys can see what I'm saying. Next thing is like, okay, let's say I want to buy a Nintendo Wii. I click on the Wii and, oh, nothing available. Let's check out refurbished, nothing available. But oh, maybe I can pick it up in the store. Maybe it's in the local store. Click on here and click in, let's just type in your zip code. I'm gonna type in like something in New York, and surprise, surprise, not available. But now what if you wanna search all the Nintendo hardware for, see like, you know, maybe I wanna see if my local GameStop has any of this retro stuff. So you come over here and you're like, oh, okay, there is a pickup button right here. So maybe I click pickup, I can put in my zip code, but nope, it just, it breaks. Now, next issue, let's talk about the pricing, because the pricing for this retro stuff makes 0 sense at all, like none whatsoever. Let me show you an example. So I actually feel like this Futurama for the Xbox is a good example, because you can see here, it's for $95 if you're a pro, $99 if you're not a pro. And let's go ahead and search Futurama. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I did. Futurama on price charting, which if you don't know price charting, it's basically a way that it gives you the average value of games when they sell on eBay. So click here, and sure enough, this game sells for $193 typically on eBay, and you can see GameStop is half price. So it's like, why is it so cheap? I mean, that's great. If they have this in stock, you can buy it and get it for half price. But it's like, why is that cheap? And then on the flip side, they also have a lot of stuff that's way overpriced. So like, for example, you got Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo. They sell it for $95, and it actually is available. You can add it to your cart and buy it, surprisingly. But go to price charting, and Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo sells for $67. So it's basically $30 over market value. I understand that maybe GameStop has some sort of internal tool where they make these prices based on how many of different games are selling, but the prices are so erratic and so all over the place. Like some are market value, some are like way below, some are way above. It just really doesn't make sense to me. And I mean, the other thing is that like, good luck finding these games in stock, because I'd say 95% of the games listed on here for retro are just never in stock. Like you click on anything and not available. But yeah, just weird stuff. And now, next up, let's talk about, let's say you actually come on here and you do buy a game or console. Let's talk about the quality, because I have bought some retro games and consoles from GameStop, and they're, you find some stuff that's in decent quality. That's kind of just luck of the draw. A lot of the stuff is horrible. Like the refurbished consoles, we already know they're not refurbished. That's just like, we already know that. But the games also, like I've made some videos, I'll link it down below, in the past, where I basically bought tons of games from GameStop, and they don't resurface anything. So they'll send out copies of Halo that are just scratched like crazy. Hope we have some footage I can show you on the screen. But basically, GameStop doesn't resurface anything. I also don't think they test anything, because I've gotten a lot of games from them that don't work. What are you doing, guys? You're a multi-billion-dollar company, and you can't resurface games. You can't buy a $1,000 resurfacing machine to make these games look decent for customers. I'm not surprised, but I'm disappointed. But now on the other side of the spectrum, let's say you bought a game from GameStop, you got it, it's trash quality, you played it for a little bit, and you want to trade it back into GameStop. What kind of value will they give you? Let's go ahead and check that out. So basically, you come to the trade-in page, and again, it's not really obvious where to go, but you go down to the very bottom, there is a retro gaming tab. You come here, and you can search for your games. So let's just take one of the games at the top. For example, we got NCAA Football 14 for PS3. They apparently say they'll give you $30.80 store credit if you're a pro, but we'll go with the regular value, which is cash, at $19.60. Let's go ahead and compare to how much they're selling that for. So scrolling over here, yep, they sell NCAA Football 14 for PS3 for $75, and they'll give you $20 in trading credit. So they're basically giving you like 25% of value, which is really low. Like most of the time, you'll probably get closer to like 40 and 60% from other people if you just sell it to a bundle to resellers. So GameStop's, that's a really low ball, which we already knew that. But it's just interesting looking at what kind of trade-in values they give. Okay, and then you got these consoles that are actually like, I'm not gonna lie, that's not a bad price. Like, I guess this is with a controller and everything, but $36. You'd be hard pressed to sell a bundle like this, just your average Joe, for $70 or so. Actually, hold on, I'm looking at the wrong price. The cash price is $23. So you could probably sell this for like $70 or so. They're giving you $23. Not horrible, but again, kind of expected from GameStop. I understand they have a lot of overhead, so it's not surprising they give you low offers, but it could be a bit higher. Now, this one is actually funny. Oh, I wish I knew about this, because I have a plethora, or in the past I've had a plethora of Xbox 360 Connect adapters. So honestly, I wouldn't mind just taking these to GameStop and getting $2 a piece for them, because I just cannot get rid of those fast enough. Look at this. They have the MW2 console for $26 they'll give you, which is really low. Actually, all these special editions are really low. The Halo 3 is 26 bucks trading. That's horrible. The in-store situation is a whole nother story. Like, I've been into multiple different GameStops in the past few months. Some GameStops, they know that they're selling retro stuff. So other GameStops have no idea what retro stuff is. And the GameStops that do have retro stuff, it's usually like Nintendo DS stuff, Wii stuff, maybe some 360 stuff. So I don't know where people are actually trading these things into. I don't know where they're getting a stock from, because frankly, I haven't seen any local GameStops actually stocking this stuff. So the whole situation is weird, and it sucks because I think GameStop could be a powerhouse here. Like they already are a powerhouse because of how large they are. But if they could do the retro gaming scene right, they could. If you can go down the street to a GameStop and actually have a nice selection of retro games, like, it's a game changer. But guys, let me know down below what you think. Are you buying stuff from GameStop? Are you going to buy stuff from GameStop? Are you going to trade in your retro stuff to GameStop? Interested to hear about it. Let me know. And guys, I'll see you next time.